So here we are once again, folks. Good evening and welcome to Friday Night Tech Talk. And if you're new here, I'm George Hayes, Mobile Geezer, which is, if you're on my YouTube channel, you know that's the name, but it's also simulcast on both my Facebook IDs, one of which is Mobile Geezer and one of which is George Hayes. So simulcast on all three at the same time, so take your choice. If you're new here, please type something in the comments. Let us know you're here and let us know where you're from. And I don't have any of my regulars in here as yet. So hopefully somebody's watching. I think we have at least one person watching. Hard for me to tell. But if you're new here, we do this every Friday night. I go over some stories, pick out some articles from tech that I think were interesting between last Friday and this Friday, and we talk about them in the chat. Now, if you're new here, I started this 5.5 years ago, with Mike and Will, two my friends from New Jersey, but both of them have gotten much too busy to be here most of the time. So most of the time, you're either going to get just me every Friday, or sometimes Ted. He's in Dallas, and Ted does come on a lot more than either of the other guys, but he has a job, and he's also a photographer on the side, so he gets busy. So I'm never sure when he's going to join, but all three of them get the link to join every week. So Ted comes on, I'd say half the time. Miraculously, once in a while, Will come on, and maybe once or twice a year, we'll see Mike. So right now, you just have me today, and I always pick some articles that I think might be interesting for tech nerds like me, and I suppose like you since you're here. And I put them on my webpage to give you the show notes every week. So let me show you that. So if you go to mobilegeezer.wordpress.com and just click on today's date, you'll get just the show notes for tonight's show. Now, if there's a big event that week, I usually try to put that probably as the second story, giving people time to get in. But if there's not a big story, I just pick articles that I think might be interesting and that you probably haven't seen anywhere. So I usually give you a preview of what we're going to talk about when I get here, but I wanted to say just yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, I gave you guys a video of how the Department of Justice wants Google to sell off Chrome, and probably they're going to get their way. But it was an important enough story because that is a big deal if Google has to sell Chrome. That it's going to disrupt things. So I wanted to get that story out right away. So what I'm starting with tonight, got a response from Google. I got an article on Android Central. I said, Google's, and it's really Alphabet, response to the DOJ's call to sell Chrome. I've got that on Android Central. And then I've got a follow-up story from Tech Radar, one writer. I said an argument against Google selling Chrome. So he doesn't think they should be forced to sell it at all. So interesting article. Like I said, that's on Tech Radar. So we'll take a look at both of those. And then, even though next Friday technically is Black Friday, well, everybody's already got their Black Friday stuff live. It seems like everywhere as far as I can tell. So, and I can't spell. I meant to say some well worth it Black Friday deals. I'll update that later on. I found this on Tom's Guide. So in this case, these are what I thought were well worth it. And we'll go to that story. And he came up with 15 sales that are actually worth the hype. So that's on Tom's Guide. I followed that up because we are tech people, and that one's full of tech stuff too. I said, great Black Friday phone deals. I found that on Phone Arena. So we'll take a quick look at that. I figured that's something all of us would be interested in. Hey, Annette's here. Annette, you saved the day. You're the first one in. So I'm assuming Brian doesn't get in only when he's busy. So I'm assuming he's busy. I think Elna is just exhausted, and I think she's laying down from her work. So you're first in and number one tonight. So thank you very much. Okay, so those would be the first. Well, so you got two stories with Chrome, and you've got two Black Friday stories. So then we'll go on to Reddit. You know, whenever there's an outage during the week for any of our major platforms, I usually like to tell you about it. Well, I found we had an outage, I guess, Wednesday and some yesterday of Reddit. So I said the off and on again Reddit outage because it was some Wednesday, there was some Thursday morning, and I think then it was okay. So we'll go over that, and I've got that on Tom's Guide. After that, I just said Google may have canceled tablet plans. And I said, again, because you know how they've shut that off and on, you know, tablet, couple of years, we're done with tablets. Couple of years, here's a new tablet. We're done with that. Couple of years, here's a new tablet. Well, we've done it again. So I've got that on Digital Trends, and they're thinking that maybe Google's going to kill off the tablet stuff once again. So we'll go over that. And finally, the very first Android 16 developer preview was released. And surprisingly, the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro are included, and they should have run out of updates in October. So they probably shouldn't get Android 16, but maybe they will. So that's what this story is about. So those are the stories we'll go over tonight. And if Ted comes in, I will certainly let you guys know. I always look forward to when he does. I'm sure most of you look forward to that too. And if by some miracle Will happens to join, I'll let you guys know. So I will start in with the first story. So as I said, this is a follow-up to my video from yesterday saying that the DOJ is insisting that Google sells off Chrome. So this is kind of Google's response. And this is on Android Central. So let's go into it. Google calls out the DOJ for its extreme plan to break up its search business. It was written yesterday by Jay Mongolto, who does a lot of their stories. And DOJ confirms plans to force Google to sell off Chrome. So as you can expect, Google is quite upset by that. Now, in every other instance, going all the way back to AT&T in '84 to Microsoft in early 2000s, when the DOJ wants something sold off, it's going to happen. So I don't see Google being able to stop it unless some judge decides to be on their side. So let's go over, we won't do the highlights, we'll just go straight to it. Google has hit back at the U.S. Department of Justice, accusing it of pushing a radical, quotes, radical interventionist agenda, that's all in quotes, to break its search business. According to a report from Associated Press, the DOJ has made it official. It's coming for Google's search monopoly. After Judge Amit Mehta ruled against the tech giant, the DOJ issued a 23-page proposal detailing its plan to force Google to part ways with Chrome and tighten the reins on Android. Yeah, there's some talk about making them get rid of Android too. Hopefully that's not going to happen, but in yesterday's story, it said so far that hasn't happened. So we don't know what's going to happen with Android. Back in August, a U.S. court called out Alphabet for throwing billions at Samsung and Apple to keep Google as the default search engine. Judge Mehta ruled the tactic straight up broke antitrust laws. Now, I don't know how much Google gives Samsung to make it their default search engine, but I know in Apple's case, they give them $20 billion, I think, a year. So maybe that's going to stop. And it won't be the default search engine anymore, so we'll see. The DOJ argues that cutting Chrome loose would strip Google of a key internet gateway, giving rival search engines a fair shot to compete. Alphabet isn't backing down from what it calls the DOJ's extreme proposal. Kent Walker, Google's global affairs chief, argued that splitting off Chrome and Android could hurt user security, privacy, and the overall quality of their products. Well, the best part I can say, how it's going to hurt user security and privacy, I guess it could if the wrong company bought it and didn't take care of things properly. Walker raised concerns that the DOJ's plan might force Google to share sensitive info like proprietary tech and even personal search queries from millions of Americans with unknown entities at home and abroad. Yeah, and if they don't know who would buy it, anything could happen, I guess. He also slammed the DOJ's proposal for adding extra steps for Pixel users, requiring 2 separate choice screens just to get to Google search. Yeah, I didn't know about that one. Walker also warned that the DOJ's plan could leak trade secrets to foreign companies, slow down AI progress, and have major negative effects on the global tech landscape. The DOJ's proposal goes way beyond what the court decided, yet that's so far, targeting not just Google search, but a whole range of beloved Google products used around the globe, Walker wrote, like Android. The DOJ has been taking aim at Alphabet's habit of pre-installing Google products on Android, suggesting both behavioral and structural fixes to stop Google from using its power in Chrome, the Play Store, and Android to unfairly push Google search. And it's, in the EU, Google is facing almost the exact same accusations. So something's probably going to happen there at some point. So just wanted to let you know that Google did come up with somewhat of an answer. They're saying it's all extreme, it's all unfair. So, and from their point of view, I think I can see why they would say that. Hey, Brian's here. Okay, I told Annette she was the hero this week because she was the first one in. I thought you might be busy, but of course, Brian, we're always very glad you're here. And I said, just so you guys don't worry, I think Eleanor just had a very rough week at work, and I think she's already laying down. So that's why she's not here. You never know. She tends to wake up, so she might pop in. But just so you know, guys, don't worry about her. So that was our first story. My follow-up to my video from yesterday, Google kind of answered back at the DOJ, trying to force them to sell Chrome. So I've got one more story about that, and I said here, an argument against Google selling Chrome. And this is on Tech Radar. And this also came out yesterday. Yes, Google is a near monopoly, but selling off Chrome won't make it better. And this is by Lance Ulanoff when we see a lot of his articles. So he's going to make his case that probably not a good idea. This might be the last thing you want. So I just thought this was a good one to put up. So into Reader View, get rid of these ads. Google's Chrome browser is dominant, not in the way Google's search engine is, but at least 67%. But at 67% market share, according to StatCounter, it sits comfortably atop competitors like Safari, Edge, and Opera, who are mostly fighting over scraps. Yeah, if Google's got 67%, the three of them put together only has 33, right? So I can see why he's calling it scraps. For the U.S. government, which is now calling for the breakup of Google by having it sell off Chrome and perhaps Android, it's not so much the market share that matters as much as how Google Chrome acts as a powerful fulcrum for Google's other interests, chief among which is maximizing advertising revenue. So you can see, obviously, the DOJ keeps talking about making them sell off Chrome, but they haven't gone that far yet. But to me, that would be the worst. Oh, what did I tell you? I said Eleanor might pop in. I thought you had gone to bed because you were just worn out. But all right, so these are our three most faithful. And Renz is not here, but you never know when Renz is going to pop in. but it's Saturday morning over in the Philippines, and he goes to work on Saturday mornings, but they're 13 hours ahead of us since we changed time. So you never know. So we've got Annette, we've got Brian, we've got Eleanor. And Eleanor said, I don't feel well, so yes, I am laying down, but I just wanted to say hello, and we appreciate that. And hopefully you'll feel better. Of course, I'll be praying for that. So, all right, back to the article. Here's how it works. Chrome is a web browser like Safari and others, but it's also a search engine interface. The default search engine when Chrome is delivered to your desktop or smartphone is naturally Google. These days, there are a few people who only type websites into their browser address bar, so-called because we were only supposed to put the address or URL for our desired website in there. Yeah, well, now we use the whole thing as a search engine. Now we use our browser address bars as prompt fields. That's right. Oh, he said that's right. I said that's right. Long before the advent of AI, we were typing in fully formed sentences and invariably getting canny answers from Google's powerful search engine. I've argued here and elsewhere that Google's search dominance comes by way of quality, not coercion, and that's a lot of his argument against making them sell off Chrome. That's not all we've been getting. If I type, where do I find the best mattresses into my Chrome address bar, Google search instantly returns a page of results. Sponsored links occupy, by my estimate, 95% of the desktop web page results. And I would agree with that because I search that way often. I have to scroll down to perhaps the fourth result to see some suggestions from the New York Times. Now, of course, with Gemini, you probably get instant results with Gemini if you have it, let's say, on your phone. Google gets paid for these ads, and essentially every time you search for every result with ads, Google gets a cut. If Google isn't serving partner ads, then it has ads delivered in search and through millions of websites by its own DoubleClick ad network. It's a system that barters and then fills countless bits of unsold inventory, pages where a specific advertiser didn't choose to sponsor the site or page, to the highest bidding advertiser. Google gets paid here too, as do publishers, and that's what should happen. The everything of Google. Even if you're not on Chrome, Google search is pervasive. The search company pays Apple up to $20 billion a year, so I did remember that right, to be the default search engine in Safari's address bar. If you own an Android phone, Chrome is often the default browser, or it's at least pre-installed. That's always true. And virtually all phones also feature Google Discover, which you can usually find by swiping right on your Android homepage. This feed is full of news and ads, with Google again getting paid for the latter. Yeah, because there's lots of ads there too. Google's reach and perhaps control are undeniable. Is it a monopoly? A U.S. federal judge said yes in August. I've argued here and elsewhere that Google's search dominance comes by way of quality, not coercion. Google entered a crowded search market and later a browser market dominated mostly by Microsoft and Internet Explorer. And that's true. When Chrome came around, Microsoft Internet Explorer used to be by far the dominant one. None of these competitors rolled over. Google just did it better. And that's why Chrome came to number one, because everybody liked Chrome a whole lot better, including me, because I used to be an Internet Explorer user like everybody else. And that said, take it easy, Eleanor, rest. Good advice, which I think that's what she's doing. Technology has a habit of choosing winners and losers. It's also the nature of the beast to start demanding standards and uniformity. Yeah, standards, yes, I think technology does demand that. We don't often get all the uniformity I think we should be getting most of the time. If there were 24 operating systems across our desktops and mobile phones, developers would strain and probably break trying to support them all. That's true. In fact, they wouldn't do it, and they, along with consumers, would soon pick the winners and losers. Google in control. Google is not blameless here. It's hard to deny the power and control that dominating market share gives you. And while consumers might initially choose a laptop manufacturer and a platform, it's ultimately the tech companies like Google that lead and make decisions for us. They choose how the platforms will work, that's true, and which third party systems to invite. They're the ones connecting the dots on the back end. And that again is a considered decision that's usually hidden from our view, but that does add to monopoly or to monopolistic tendencies, I would think. Chrome is not just a web browser. It's an ecosystem, a platform inside platforms that we live and work in. Very true. I manage multiple email accounts, edit documents in Google Docs, manage my photo library, post on social media, and lately conduct AI conversations all inside of Chrome, with every action and interaction passing by Google's unblinking eye. I'm not complaining. Google search is still the best search engine in the business, and Chrome is an excellent browser that is finally getting its resource hogging issues under control. It still earns its place on my desktop. I totally agree with him there. Will I be served by someone else owning Chrome and then taking the code in a different direction? Perhaps away from its tight integration with the Google corpus? I don't think so. I know Google definitely doesn't think so. In a tersely worded response to the DOJ brief proposing the breakup, Kent Walker, Google and Alphabet president, Global Affairs and Chief Legal Officer wrote, and I just went through the other article. DOJ's approach would result in unprecedented government overreach that would harm American consumers, developers, and small businesses, and jeopardize America's global economic and technological leadership at precisely the moment it's needed most. And the reason I read that, because even though we read the other article, that quote was not in there. So he made a lot of making his points to the DOJ. He added that it would hobble access to Google search, endanger consumer privacy, and harm Google's investment in AI. And we did go over that in the other article. Handicapping Google. Google is on the precipice of radically reimagining our search with deeper integration of AI overviews, Gemini-powered generative results that may soon overtake traditional Google search results. Yeah, I think it's doing that already to some degree. Again, since Chrome is our de facto search prompt window, shifting the browser to another company means that it could be any AI that returns a result. Google's AI is not necessarily the best yet, but it's in a strong competitive position against, for instance, OpenAI and ChatGPT. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was 6 months ago, let's say. I like how these companies are pushing each other. A Google breakup won't help the race or put the U.S. in a better position relative to the rest of the world when it comes to AI development. I also ultimately don't want anyone to pull Google search out of my Chrome. It's a marriage I like and one that works for me, and I bet millions of others. It works for me. Pulling them apart may make Google look less like a monopoly, but it won't improve anyone's life. And I think that should be a consideration, but I don't think the government tends to take that into consideration. I prefer that the DOJ and others focus on Google's ad business and SEO control. There may be some more sensible remedies here. Now, I'm thinking because because the DOJ has already written this long document saying what they want done to get Chrome out of there, he may be writing this more to stop them from doing the same to Android. So, and I would agree with him, but he makes very good points here, and I thought everybody would like to hear them. I do not know what will happen next. Google has now been labeled a monopoly, and the DOJ is calling for a breakup that could even include Android. But the X factor here is that we are about to see a new administration, and that's key because everybody thinks the head of the DOJ right now is probably going to be gone. To see a new administration in the White House and changes at the top of the DOJ. Those changes could mean this initiative is killed off, maybe not. Or they could mean it's accelerated. it could go either way, and your guess is as good as mine. Maybe ask Google Chrome. I'm sure it has the answer, which is probably why Google, Amazon, Facebook, they all were congratulating and writing stuff to President-elect. So you can bet they're going to try to stay on Trump's good side for the next few months. So I thought that was a very well-written response and reasoning why they shouldn't sell off Chrome. Probably won't help. Well, maybe it will. But I just thought it was very well done. All right, nothing else new. So that's the Chrome stuff that I have, Google's response and the argument against. So now we're going to go, I just picked these two Black Friday ideas. Like I said, Black Friday is next Friday, but everybody's already got it out there. So I just picked what I thought would so it should say some well worth it Black Friday deals. This is from Tom's Guide. I've been covering Black Friday deals for 11 years. Here's 15 sales that are actually worth the hype by Mark Spoonhour. And he updated this 5 hours ago. I would snag these deals right now. So I just thought you guys are going to hear about them. And everything that I talk about here on Black Friday is going to be tech stuff. I'm now on my 11th year covering Black Friday deals for Tom's Guide, and I've been covering tech overall since the Palm Pilot, that's a long way back, was actually a thing. So I know a lot about gadgets and can tell the difference between a great Black Friday sale and one that's just meh. For me, a great Black Friday deal needs to be the lowest price ever for that product, and it's fairly easy to check if you use a tool like Camel. I didn't even know about that tool. A website that makes it easy to check the price history of any product on Amazon. And of course, the product has to be worth your money based on our testing and reviews. Right now, Tom's Guide is tracking the best Black Friday deals across Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart. Now, Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, with a lot of blogs and roundups. So to help you save, I'm highlighting the very best discounts right now across multiple categories and retailers. Happy savings. So here's some quick links. Got iPhone 16 Pro, Amazon, Fire Stick, Amazon, Ring battery doorbell, Amazon, and look at the price. 16 Pro, $9.99. Now, 1 penny. You can bet you're going to be on the hook for that. TV Fire Stick, 39 now, was 39, now 17. Ring battery doorbell was 99, now 59. Garmin Forerunner 55 was $199, now $149, so $50 off there. Apple AirPods Pro was $249. I use those all the time. Now $159, and I paid full price for mine, 4 months ago, I think. So that is a great deal. I can attest to that. Amazon 10.9-inch pad, $349, now $279. Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra was $429, $329. That's a nice savings there. LG 48-inch B4 OLED TV was $799, now $599. So that's a nice $200 off. MacBook Air 13 M2, I have the M1, was $999, now $749. I'd say that's a nice savings also, and I would definitely say that's worth it. And that's at Best Buy. At Amazon, at the MacBook Air was at Amazon. And now you got the Dell XPS 13 with the Snapdragon Elite was $1199, now $899. That's a nice savings too. And so I guess that's a Dell. Yeah, it is that Dell. And Galaxy S24 Ultra was $1299, now $949. To me, you could do better than that, but that's just my greedy opinion. Okay, and now he's got my favorite Black Friday deals. Now, to see those, we've got to drop it out of reader view. So let's drop out so we can see those. So here I think he's got 3 of them, I believe. Oh, no, he's got a bunch. Okay. So basically, it's the ones we just went over. So he shows all of, so also shows an Amazon Blink Mini 2. And I use Blink Mini at home. Was 39, now $19 an AM. Can't beat that price. And they do work. They're cheap, but they work. Ring battery doorbell was 99, now 15. Okay, so a little different than the others because this is battery. Google Forerunner was 199, 149. AirPods Pro, we went over that. Oh yeah, the Ray-Ban Meta Wayfarer smart glasses was 329, now 263. Who did the Tech Ninja? Yeah, Kevin did a review of those, and he did a very nice review of those. So kind of tempting. I'm not buying anything at the moment. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with the OnePlus 13. Okay. Okay, and we went over the iPad 10th generation, I think. Was 349, now 279. And the Sony earbuds, the Bose Quiet Comfort, we went over the Sony WH-1000XM4 was 349, now 190. For that, every time I've seen them, it was up there. So I think that's a good price. Then you've got a Shark, a robot vacuum and mop combo. That's good. $699, $349. That seems like a good price to me. The OLED TV, the MacBook Air 13 M2, which we already went over. Dell XPS 13, the Galaxy S24 Ultra. So I think that's all the deals in this one. So I just wanted to give you guys a taste, but yeah, you got some good deals here, I would say. So let's get out of this one. And I've got one more, and this is phone deals. I just said great Black Friday phone deals. This was on Phone Arena. So this was updated also today. Black Friday phone deals 2024. This year's hottest smartphone sales are here by Polina Kovalakova. Oh, once you get the gist of it, it's not too hard, is it? Polina Kovalakova. I think that's the first time I've seen something from her. I'm assuming it's her. So let's drop this into review. Okay. Black Friday is on, bringing us this year's greatest and most impressive smartphone phone deals. Yesterday, we saw some pretty awesome bargains. One of the hottest allowed Galaxy Z Fold 6 shoppers to save $800. This sale is now even more attractive. Oh yeah, at the Samsung shop where you can save $922. Yeah, I did see the $800 off yesterday, but the Samsung one with $922, that's even better. So that's why it was updated today, I'm sure. On select colors of the 512 gigabyte model without trade-ins. So that's a nice savings. Elsewhere, Amazon /41% off the Pixel 8 Pro, not bad for Black Friday. And Best Buy surprised everyone with a $250 price cut on the Pixel 8, not bad. Other smashing Black Friday phone specials include $518 off the 512 gigabyte. That's the Pixel 8. Oh, no, $518 off the 512 gigabyte Galaxy S24 Ultra. Okay, that makes sense. Because now you're coming from $1,299, so you're getting $518 off. That's good. At the Samsung Shop app, and 39% off the Motorola Razr 2024. So this deal for the S24 Ultra at Samsung, that's a good deal, I do believe. The Motorola Razr 39%, but yeah, that's a nice deal too. As you can see, this year's Black Friday brings the best sales on the hottest smartphones. We're sure that more lovely bargains will come up in the following days as we approach Thanksgiving Day. But until then, let's splurge on the most generous Android and iOS phone discounts available right now. The top 3 Black Friday phone deals right now, and you can jump to these, but we're going to go through them one at a time. Galaxy phone promos. You can already start saving big on the best Galaxy phones. Some of the most impressive promos include a whopping $350 price cut on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, while the Samsung shop, I just told you about the $512 discount on this 512 discount. Sorry. The Z Flip 6 is also part of the discount fund, and you can get it for $437 off its usual price. Last year's clamshell foldable is a major bargain this year as well. You can now grab this buddy for $300 off its usual price at Best Buy. That's last year's. Over here, you can snatch an extra $100 off, $100 discount with immediate activations, but those require a $35 activation fee. The affordable Galaxy A35 is also in the spotlight, so that's one of the cheapest, at this year's sale event, and you can now buy it for $100 less on Amazon. That's one of the best mid-range phones on the market, so it's even more irresistible at 25% off. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like that Galaxy A35. In other news, the vanilla Galaxy S24 is now $100 off on Amazon. Black Friday Motorola phone offers. There's no shortage of Black Friday Motorola phone sales to pick from. You're especially lucky if you were planning to get last year's Razr this November, for the model is already over half off on Amazon. And I remember I had last year's Razr, and the screen finally started giving me so many problems I had to give up on it, and fixing it would just cost too much. This year's I hope is better, but I didn't get this year's because of that reason. Its successor, Razr 2024, which I do not have, is also on sale, and you can now get it for a whopping 39% off its usual price. That means you save $275. That sounds like a pretty good deal. The Razr Plus 2024 is also part of the discount fund at the e-commerce giant. This fella in spring green is now 25% off, though our other colors don't arrive at the same discount for now, at least. So you only get the one color in the spring green. If you don't mind going back a year, you're in for even deeper discounts. And there was the Razr Plus 2023 that I had. Is a no-brainer bargain with Best Buy's massive $500 price cut. Of course, it's not just the Razr models that are much more affordable during this year's Black Friday. Users can also get the Motorola Edge 2024 for $200 off. That's a really good deal. Or the ultra-cheap Moto G Play 2024 for only $109.99. That's also a very good deal. In case you're looking for Motorola's latest stylus handset, you can get the Moto G Stylus 5G 2024 for $163 off at Amazon, saving you 41%. Good deal. Other bargains on budget Moto G phones, including a $100 price cut on the Moto G Power 5G 2024. I have the 2023, which I still use and still love. And here it is. Moto G 5G 2023, which is 52% off yesterday, went out of stock briefly. That's a good phone for that price. But now it's back. Once again, the model is 52% off. I would highly recommend that. Black Friday OnePlus phone sales. The OnePlus 13 has, and that's why I'm not spending any money. I'm waiting to see when this comes out. I'm guessing early January. The OnePlus 13 has already been announced in China, but still months away from its global debut. So now is the best time to get the still amazing current top OnePlus flagship. The latest deal, now get this, shaves off $250 from the OnePlus MSRP, landing the 16 512 gigabyte model under the $650 mark. That was my main phone that I took to work today, and like everybody else, I still love this phone. This is probably my phone of the year. Last year, it was the OnePlus Open. This year, it looks like it's going to be the OnePlus 12. So I would highly recommend that deal. Black Friday Pixel phone deals. There are a lot of Pixel deals live at the moment, including the latest and greatest Pixel 9 series. And that was the other phone I took to work today, the Pixel 9 Pro. Highly recommend that. Let's see what the deal is, which is great news for all fans of Google flagships. These deals include the foldable model in the lineup as well, but you can score a huge $600 off the first-gen Pixel Fold at Amazon. I guess that's a good deal. I still have my OnePlus open, so I had never even looked at the others. The merchant also offers the new Pixel 9 Pro, that's the one I just showed you, for 18% off, not bad, and even gives you a $300 price cut on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The Pixel 8 series isn't left out, and the same goes for the Pixel 7 Pro. Now, I have the Pixel 8a, so I don't have any of the other Pixel 8s. The latter, Pixel 7 Pro, is only $399.99 in its 512 gigabyte configuration and root in a brand new condition, saving you $700 on its launch price. As for the Pixel 8, it's now $250 off at Best Buy. That's a good deal. While Amazon sells select colors at a slightly less attractive markdown of 29%. So both good deals. I would go for the Best Buy deal. Black Friday Apple iPhone promos. The best Black Friday iPhone offers are live, and users can start splurging on an all-new iPhone without breaking the bank. Options like the iPhone 16 Pro retail for less than $1, believe it or not, with Boost Mobile's promo at Amazon. No, but you'll be signing up for a while. You must select an eligible Boost wireless plan for $60 a month and activate a new line to grab that discount. Over at Verizon, the affordable iPhone SE3 is $0 a month with new line activation and select unlimited plans, saving you $430 basically over 36 months. Don't wait too long though, because some of these deals are already gone. When the Black Friday phone sales start, officially Black Friday phone promos should start flying around on November 29th, 2024, the day after Thanksgiving, a week from today. This year, Best Buy and Walmart launched their sales early, and Amazon just joined it. Everybody did. The Black Friday week at the e-commerce giant started officially on November 21st. If you want a new handset with a plan by your favorite carrier, we recommend checking out the best Verizon Black Friday deals, and keep in mind there'll always be promos from big-time online sellers for unlocked phones. Which retailers offered the best Black Friday phone promos? The usual suspects: Amazon, Best Buy, and Walmart. Of course, and I was going to say Target usually offers some good ones too. Of course, there are always promos from merchants like Target and carriers like Verizon and AT&T. However, it's usually Amazon that gives shoppers the best discounts. Is it better to buy an unlocked phone or go through a carrier on Black Friday? I always get an unlocked phone, almost always. Getting an unlocked phone is surely the better choice. First, you can snatch an unlocked phone at a fraction of its usual price on Black Friday. Second, since your handset won't be locked to any carriers, you can use it with any mobile operator. And third, you won't bind yourself to a 24-month contract. That's why I always go that way, by going for an unlocked device. If you buy your phone from a carrier, it will most likely be locked to a specific mobile operator, and you will definitely have to opt into a contract. So those are the two Black Friday deals I just wanted to tell you guys about. I figured all you techies like me would be interested, and there are some really great deals there. You got to give it to them. So that's all I put up about Black Friday this year. Now, last couple of interesting stories. I said, and I'm not going to go over this whole thing, the off and on again Reddit outage. Like I said, it went from Wednesday, it got fixed, and then it popped up again yesterday. I think it's totally fixed. So it's on Tom's Guide. So I'm going to do what I've been doing. We'll go from the bottom up through the timeline. Reddit was down again. Live updates on latest outage. This was yesterday. So this was the second day that they had outages because they thought it was all fixed at the end of Wednesday. Reddit experienced a sudden outage that affected millions of users by Scott Junker. Last updated yesterday. So it seems like by the end of yesterday, or the end of the workday, pretty much everything was under control. But let's get it into reader view, and I'm going to go to the bottom, and we'll start from the earliest timeline that they have here. And I'm not going to read it all. I'll just give you the highlights. since it's all fixed now. But I just think it's important for us to know when these big sites like this do go down. So it looks like they started finding this out at about 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Reddit acknowledges outage. Shortly after the outage began, the Reddit server status website changed showing that something was affecting the service. A note at the top of the page reveals that Reddit is working on the issue. So that would have been 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. So now we'll just go by the times. So a minute later, Reddit status intermittent. According to Reddit, access to Reddit appears intermittent. Something got updated. Now, back at the top. Let me go there again. I hate when it happens. Let's see, we were at 3. Okay. Access to Reddit appears intermittent. The Tom Scott Collie got the above image when they tried to access the website. So wasn't available there. Next time, so almost 4 o'clock. Reddit confirms outage on Twitter. The Reddit status account confirmed that Reddit is down, but that they are working on the issue. Like I said, I'm just going to give you the highlights based on the times. So that was at 5 minutes to 4 on Wednesday afternoon. Okay. 4:05, 10 minutes later, outage dips slightly. So I gather it got a little bit better. For us, the Reddit page still shows us down with upstream connect error. So they were still getting error, though we've been able to intermittently access the page. So let's go up to the next. Okay, 4:19. So that's 15 minutes later, basically, almost. Reddit isn't the only platform that has seen problems today, which still says server error in the red bar across the top of the feed, even if you can get it to load. Early in the morning, Venmo briefly went down for about an hour with users unable to access the Apple website. Venmo appears to be back up. So I guess other sites were having very slight issues, but it seems like Reddit was having the main issue. Okay, next timeline, 4:48, coming back. Reddit may be slowly coming back online. The main Reddit social accounts and status have not changed. However, we were able to successfully respond to a post in the R Boards Game subreddit. We haven't tested making a post yet, but the comment appeared to go through. So things were getting better. So that's almost 2 hours from the time this started. Let's see, 10 minutes after that. No timeline for a full return. Reddit responded to our inquiry about a timeline. So it wasn't fixed yet, but at least they were answering questions. Let's see. Okay. 6:36. So an hour and a half later, I guess. Reddit alternatives. So they were just giving you alternatives. So big deal. 7 o'clock, Reddit outage may be winding down. Keep in mind, all this is Wednesday. Reddit has had at least 2 other outages this year, with one that affected not only Reddit, but also large swaths of the internet in August. So it looks like it's just about fixed at 7 p.m. Let's go back. Okay. 7:19 p.m. outage appears mostly resolved, so we won't go over all of that. Now, it seems so that was at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, but the next morning at 10:22 a.m., as of 10:19 this morning, Reddit was not loading for thousands of views, so it kind of started over again, probably for different people. According to Down Detector, the spike is over 60,000 outages reported, and there's hundreds of new comments pouring in from affected users. So that started at 10 in the morning on Thursday. 10:41 a.m. Reddit acknowledged this outage yesterday, but not. So they had not acknowledged any of the outages Thursday as yet. 10:54 a.m. Fewer reported outages an hour into it, but still high. So you can see it was still way up there. And that was almost an hour in. 11:01, so a few minutes later, 10 minutes later, I guess, 6 minutes later, Reddit finally acknowledges that. So they acknowledged that they were having a problem Thursday morning. And then 11:41 a.m., about 2,000 reported outages on Reddit, according to Down Detector. And then at 11:53, Reddit's outage issue has been identified. Okay, so they found the issue. Quickly after acknowledging outage issues, Reddit has identified the issue and is implementing repairs according to its Reddit status account on X. No other specifics are shared about this one, but this Mr. Sand. Okay, so they figured it out, but they haven't told anybody what it was yet. And I can tell you, as a programmer, yeah, when you have that kind of issue, you don't want to tell anybody what it was until you're sure you've got it fixed. Okay. At 12 p.m., Down Detector suddenly saw a surge of outage reports that peaked over 47,000 reports in the first half hour. The outage was widespread, so it kind of hit them again. So that was at 3:15. Oh, that's 12 p.m. Pacific, 3:15. So it was going on a couple of hours already, a few hours already. This was all Thursday. Okay. And that's kind of the last they had. Okay, the last update they had here. Reddit appears to be down again. We are tracking the latest developments now. And so at that time, it looked like it was still down, but it seemed like by mid-afternoon, late afternoon on Thursday, everything was good again. So just wanted to take you guys through it and let you guys see. So I guess they never really told them what the issue was. So I've got two stories left, two quick stories. Google may have canceled tablet plans again. And we're all used to this, aren't we? Let me see if I can show you guys something that I tried earlier. I used Gemini. So here it is on my Pixel 9 Pro. I'm going to try to give it the question I gave it earlier and let you guys hear the response. How many Google tablets have been released by Google in the last bunch of years?
Google has had a bit of a stop-and-start approach to tablets. Here's a quick rundown. Early days, Nexus series. They had some success with the Nexus 7 and Nexus 10 around 2012-2013. A break, Google shifted focus away from tablets in 2019 to concentrate on laptops. Pixel tablet. They returned to the tablet market with the Pixel tablet in 2023. Uncertain future. There are rumors that Google might be discontinuing the Pixel tablet line again. So in the last bunch of years, Google has really only released one main tablet, the Pixel tablet. It's worth noting that there might be a Pixel Tablet 2 sometime in the future, but it's unclear if that will continue as a product line.
So just this is one reason I love, this is one thing I love about Gemini. That kind of stuff, it does a really good job with. I may put out a update video just showing you a little conversation back and forth with it over the weekend, if assuming I get the chance. But notice at the end of that, it said, there's rumor it may put out a Pixel 2. Well, not according to this article. So this was on Digital Trends. And this was from yesterday. The future of the Google Pixel tablet doesn't look good, by Christine Romero Chan. And like I said, this is from yesterday. Let's drop it into Reader View. Google's Pixel lineup has been pretty solid lately, at least for most of its hardware anyway, but there's one Google Pixel device that seems to have flopped so hard that it may end up being a one-off thing, and that's the Pixel tablet. And we're used to this, aren't we? If you're hoping to hear some news about a proper Pixel Tablet 2, we have some bad news. According to a recent report from Android Headlines, and get this, it seems that Google has already canceled plans for a Pixel Tablet 3. But wait, another report on Android Authority claims that it was actually the Pixel Tablet 2 that was canned, not the Pixel Tablet 3. Considering that you can't have a third iteration before having a second, I think it's safe to say that whatever the next version was going to be, we're not going to see it, at least for a while. This wouldn't be the first time Google has given up on tablet plans. No, we're kind of used to this every few years. Back in 2019, after overwhelmingly negative reviews of its Pixel Slate, nobody liked that thing and it was expensive. Google claimed that it was done making tablets. That's right. They made a big deal out of saying that and scrapped 2 in development tablets, but jumped to 2023. And Google made another effort with the Pixel tablet. And again, it didn't do so well. The Google Pixel tablet launched in the summer of 2023. And when Digital Trends' Joe Maring reviewed it, and I tend to trust Joe Maring's reviews, he said it was the worst Pixel device he'd ever used. That did not change even when we revisited the device in the month following. And we weren't the only ones who didn't care for the device. The overall reception was pretty mixed, with the Pixel tablet's biggest strength being its unique charging speaker dock. But on its own, not so much. Yeah, and there it is. Oh, and in the picture, I had it as on the speaker dock. Regardless, if you're hoping for Google to improve its tablet hardware for the next iteration, it isn't looking too hot right now. If Google is going to make another tablet attempt, it definitely may be a while before we see it. Yeah, it seems like every 2 or 3 years, Google tries again. So it's becoming, a real habit for them. So I just thought it was interesting that they're doing it again. Just Google being Google, as the saying goes. And my last little story. First, Android 16 developer preview released. And surprising, and this was the main point of this, Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro. So Eleanor, if you're still listening, you have the Pixel 6. But you won't let me give you the 8A over, but at least you looks like you're going to get the Android 16. So let's check out Android Central. And this was a few days ago. Android 16 Developer Preview 1 supports the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro. Here's Why It Matters by Brady Snyder. It's a good sign that the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro could get an extra update to Android 16 next year. So let's drop into reader view. So this kind of surprised everybody because it should have ended last month for the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro. Google dropped its first preview of Android 16 today with a release aimed at developers. If you're a developer and have a Google Pixel phone, you can flash Android 16 Developer Preview 1 system image to try out the new features now. Surprisingly, the list of supported Pixel phones includes a Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, as first spotted by 9to5Google. Being that the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro weren't guaranteed the update to Android 16, this is a positive sign that those two phones could get it after all. The Pixel 6 and 6 Pro, released in 2021, are the oldest Pixel phones supporting Android 16 Developer Beta 1. They were officially guaranteed full OS updates through October 2024, so should have finished last month. Plus security updates for an additional 2 years. That would mean Android 15 is the last guaranteed Android version update for the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. Regardless, it's possible that Google goes above and beyond shipping Android 16 to those smartphones. So it's only a possibility. Remember, now it's the first beta. For now, Pixel 6 users can download the system image for Android 16 Developer Preview 1 here, and Pixel 6 Pro users can get the system image here. However, since this is still a developer preview, it is not recommended that users install the preview on their main device. There's still a long way to go before Android 16 nears platform stability. The support for Android 16 Developer Preview 1 doesn't guarantee that 6 and 6 Pro receive the final release in mid-2025. Yeah, so we're talking next June, something like that. Google could be testing the waters to see how these older devices perform running the new OS and make the call on whether they're up to the task later on. That would be pretty smart. If it works okay with those two, maybe they'll actually let them get the final version. If the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro continue to receive Android 16 previews and beta releases, especially as they near platform stability, there's a good chance these phones will get the full Android 16 release. However, we're a long way out from that, and the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro users should watch for the compatibility, future previews, and beta releases. For those holding onto a 6 and 6 Pro in 2024, Eleanor, that's you, this early support is certainly a step in the right direction. So just want you guys to know that Google may be just extending beyond what they promised, which would be nice. So that's about all I've got for tonight. We made it to 9 o'clock, pretty good for me by myself. But as I usually forget to do, this is where I try to leave some room for any open discussions. So if anybody wants to discuss something in the comments, now is the time to do it. I try to stall just a little bit here to let you guys have that. Let me stop screen. Okay. And if there's nothing particular you guys want to discuss in the comments, that's going to be it for tonight. So all you get tonight is me. Now, next Friday will be Black Friday, so I'll certainly be including something, although I gave you some of the main tech deals right here. So we'll see what I can come up with for next Friday. And like I said, over the weekend, maybe I'll try to make a quick video giving you guys what it's like for me to have a discussion with Google Gemini. So hopefully I'll get that right and be able to show it to you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, blessed weekend. I hope Eleanor gets better. Hopefully we'll go out to dinner tomorrow and I'll help her feel better. And I'm going to see you guys next week. And let's remember, we all do better when we love each other. Good night, folks.